Welcome back to Otter Pop Culture, and today we're going to be talking about Little Mix. Little Mix, I just came out and released their fifth album, I want to say yesterday, and I just got done listening to it twice now, and honestly, I felt like it was kind of, it was kind of meh. Like, it had its powerful moments, it had its great bops, but I felt like it was just, it felt like there was way too many songs, and I felt like it kind of just like wasn't really. It was. It was kind of just. It was kind of didn't really feel like it was really a full album. Like it lightly felt a little rush. But let me go down the list of each song and kind of tell you what I thought about them. So let's start. The first song is the national anthem, which is it was an a cappella song, and the harmonies were very nice. We already know that their harmonies are like top notch, like it's really good. That was a great beginning, and it takes you on to a whole like journey, telling you that it's gonna be like this album's definitely gonna be women empowerment type of album, which is cool. Then we move on to Woman Like Me, which is literally picks up off that theme, featuring Nicki Minaj, which I thought was a really good song. It's a great message. And then we move on to Think About Us, which I didn't really care for. I thought it was meh. I definitely think it'll be a great remix. Somebody's gonna drop like a great remix of that song. It's gonna sound amazing if they haven't already. I thought it lightly sounded like fuck, how do you pronounce it? Balando. I felt like it sounded like that whole, like, from Enrique Iglesias. I felt like it sounded like that. It reminded me of something, and this is kind of, and you're gonna probably hear this a lot throughout the songs. There were some songs that kind of reminded me of other songs. Yeah, so then we go on to one of my favorite songs called Strip, featuring Shariah J. Ugh, it's so good. I think it's one of the best songs off the album so far. Like, actually, yeah, I think it's one of the best. I think it's the best song off the album. It reminds me of Move from their last album, Salute, or last before album. It reminds me of that song, which is I love, and it's just like kind of like where it drops the beat for a minute, and you just kind of just have the sing talk kind of thing going on, and it's really fun. The rap, gotta keep pronouncing her name, Shariah J is really good. I think I'm actually interested to see what else she has. Her flow and everything, and her rap verses was so like perfect. And we move on to Love a Girl Right, which was another one, was kind of generic. It sounded like something else. I personally didn't really like it. I like the message was good, but it was just generic. Monster and Me was another man. I feel like after this, it kind of goes downhill from here. Like you start getting a lot of songs that start to kind of mix to sound similar, or don't really stand out from each other. So like Monster Like Me is one of them. Joan of Arc, I actually like the beat. The beat's really great. Like it's another like song that I can hear on the radio that sounds great. Another women empowerment song. So that was a good one. But then you get people like American Boy, which sounded like side to side. Like it reminded me of that, and it's just like it's way too similar. And then you get like Told You So, which was a really good song. I really like it. I think it's a perfect it's a perfect ballad of a song, and the harmonies were great, and the message was really great. It reminded me a lot of like this. I gotta remember the album before this. Not Glory. I want to say the one before that one. In the middle of the whole Zayn thing, where one of the members just just broke up with Zayn, and there's a lot of like breakup songs coming right after it, which were really good. It reminds me of that. It reminds me of that song that should go onto that album. Wasabi is the next song, and I thought, and once again, all the beats are great in here. The beats are nice. It's just this is another filler. This is also a filler of a song. It was good. It's just it doesn't really it doesn't. It's I'm sure it's It's an empowering song. It's just kind of lays. It came out of nowhere, you know. Whereas you go to the national man anthem, and then to Woman Like Me, like that flowed so perfectly. But I felt like Wasabi it kind of came out of nowhere, you know. Notice is a very sexy song. It's still generic, but it's really sexy sounding. More Than Words and More Than Words and Motivate are two songs that I thought were eh. And then you get Cure, which reminded me a lot of Told You So, kind of like very empowering kind of thing, and I like the message. Forget Me Not, good beat, once again good beat, but generic, meh. And then you get Woman's World, which is a really interesting one, which is funny because it's just like I personally thought there was just at least 5 songs that just meh, and then you finally get the last 2 songs that are like really that are empowering, which is I think it should have ended with Woman's World. That was like that would end the album perfectly, but it goes on. But I really like that song. I love the message. I felt like it's a very nice like perspective to understand what it's like, you know, to be a woman, definitely in these times and even before, you know. Now that we're more aware, you know, choose to be aware. And then the last song is a mix from a DJ, which I forgot who they are, but it's who he is. Only You. It was good. It's cheat codes. It was good, but it wasn't. It's cheat codes for me. Don't even get me started. Like I have my own personal like thought about them, but nothing too bad. But it's a thing. So that was the end of this album. Honestly, a couple things. Like I just felt like a good handful of it was very generic and very just let's drop a song, you know, and it just didn't really feel like to me compared to like Glory, compared to Salute, compared to the one I can't remember that's in the middle of it. But like all the other ones had like story and had like stuff that's going with it, and each song stood out from the other ones. I felt like I feel like there's just a handful of them that just really stand out in this one. And then what really got me was the fact that every single album was named after something. Had a title, and the titles were really great because they actually meant something. But this doesn't really have a title. It has a title, but it's LM5, you know, stuff that you like, something that a fan would put down when they don't really know the album yet. You know, oh, an album's coming out, like Lady Gaga's album. It's like, oh, it's coming out, LG5, da-da-da. But you don't put that as your title. Like, I wouldn't think so. So that's the end of it, of my review for Little Mix. Tell me in the comments what you think about the album, if you liked it or not. If you do, great. If you don't, tell me why. If you do, tell me your favorite songs, and I'll see you in the next video.